Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So, interesting news coming directly from Jermall Charlo. He is claiming that he will be the next opponent following Jaime Munguia in May, saying that he will get the opportunity to fight, I guess, Canelo Alvarez in September. So that's interesting. I'm surprised that he's even saying that, number one. Number two, PBC, I just can't imagine that they're moving forward with this, Jay. I mean, I know that he's announcing this. I know that he's saying it, but I struggle to believe that that's the case because I still think there's a sour taste in everybody's mouth as it relates to just Mel, and then that whole Charlo situation in general. So I just can't see it happening. He did apologize to Caleb Plant, so clearly he doesn't want to make that fight, because that's why apologize. That's the fight to make right there, as far as I'm concerned. And I think that would put him in the running for a Canelo Alvarez fight, but. Man, nobody gonna pay Canelo $35 million for a mall fight. It's not gonna work. So I don't know how. Yeah. I just don't see how he could possibly be next. I feel like Maul is just talking and is wishful thinking. But I mean, that's just my opinion. Maybe he knows better than I do. But I'm just struggling to imagine that Al Haymon in the PBC, unless Turkey Al-Sheikh is gonna step in, maybe he really wants to see the fight. But it sounds like to me he wants to see fights between Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford, or maybe Canelo Alvarez and I don't think he ever said anything about Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez. He wants to see him fight at 175, but he hasn't mentioned anything about Maul versus Canelo, so it doesn't seem like that's in demand for His Excellency. So again, I struggle to see the possibilities of Jermall Charlo being next for Canelo Alvarez because I just can't see Al Haymon in the PBC footing that bill. Jay, what's your thoughts on what I almost called him Crawford. Jermall Charlo had to say in regards to the next opponent for Canelo Alvarez.
It's like he said it. He said that before. He refuted it before, a few months ago. Before the Jaime Munguia thing, he refuted that he was going to be fighting now. So something different now. And that same live that he did, I think it was on IG with him and Ocho Cinco. He also said that he was talking about retiring. He sounds all over the place. He said people keep asking what's wrong with Maul. He said, I'm okay. I'm fine. He talked about some personal things that he's going through. So I'm like, he doesn't sound like he has a hunger for it. He doesn't sound like he has a hunger for fighting. If you don't have a hunger for fighting, you can't play boxing, man. You get your ass hurt in there. And to your point, it's a bad taste after what your little brother did in the ring with Canelo. You fight different than your little brother, but it's still a Charlo. It's gonna be a sign. Y'all are twins, dude. No one's happy about it. No one's gonna pay big money to see that or for Canelo to fight you neither, unless like you said it's Uncle Turkey. We know he wants some interim matchup because he wanted David Benavidez to shrink down to 160 for a fight. So that might be an interesting matchup he might actually pay for. I don't see PBC paying for that. And also, this is a fight no one wants, no one asked for. Again. No one asked for this fight right now. Maybe Maul from 3 years ago? Yeah. This Jermall Charlo that, fought Jose Benavidez Jr. and looked okay. And now so he gets the Canelo fight at 168 where he's a weight class he's never fought at also. It makes no sense to me on this. The fight, everyone wants to see it still at 168 is Canelo versus David Benavidez. But we doubt that's going to happen. I truly doubt that's going to happen there. But this one right here, it doesn't make sense to me. To your point also, the fight for Jermall is the Caleb Plant fight. It's already built up hype for that. But he all apologizing, being all laid back and just like he don't want my bag. So it's like, I don't know what's up with that. It's just like he don't even want to fight no more. And then he really didn't really sound convincing. He talking about, yeah, I'm gonna get my revenge for my brother, this big Charlo. It doesn't sound believable, So I mean, we'll see after this. I'll wait to see. Canelo more than Canelo probably will love that fight, just the way Canelo be moving and everything. But I don't see no one really paying a lot of money for that fight. Especially he hasn't since this last fight with Jose Benavidez Jr. He looked okay. He's not a player at 168. That's where you have David Morrell, who was once at just moving up to 175. We had David Benavidez at 168 as well. So those are the players we want to see Canelo fight, not Jermall Charlo, not this version of Jermall Charlo at least. So I don't know what he's talking about as far as he's saying he's next. If he is, Oh well, it's gonna be another thing, another fight with a Charlo, just like last year. He might not run as much, but he also might not last throughout all 12 rounds as well. So I'm not looking forward for that fight.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it, but I just simply think it's not going to happen. Um, I think Maul needs to. I think Maul needs to make a name for himself at 68 before he could possibly get the opportunity to fight Canelo Alvarez. Personally, I don't know who Canelo gonna fight next, because is
Berlanga.
that's kind of where I was going. Berlanga. It seems like that may be the next opponent if he gets past Munguia. Munguia say he's not gonna get past him though, but we'll see about that. But Berlanga does make sense. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, I don't know who his next opponent would be, because even with Berlanga, I would struggle to believe that the fight would gross enough to pay Canelo $35 million guaranteed. So,
It's
Munguia
less than
maybe,
200 million.
huh?
It's less than 150 or 200 million to fight him.
Yeah, yeah, no, I hear you. I don't see where Canelo goes, and maybe that's where Maul is pulling this from. He's just thinking to himself, "Hey, where does he go from here?"
Yeah,
But Berlanga will still be a bigger fight than Maul, because to your point that you made, and I don't know
sell
if you
it.
really emphasized this, but they are twins, and most general boxing fans won't know the difference. It's like all of a
Yeah,
sudden, it's like you just got a Charlo back up there, and they're gonna be like, "Didn't this guy just fight Canelo and just lay the egg?" So they won't know the difference between Mel and Maul. They won't know that one is a quote unquote big Charlo and the other one is little Charlo, if you will. They won't know that, dog. So
not
in
at
my
all.
opinion, like there's no way to sell this as a viable fight for Canelo Alvarez. I just struggle to see it either way it goes. So Berlanga will probably be the one that gets the call next. Whoever it's gonna be is gonna be somebody that Canelo feels that he can earn that $35 million with very little risk. And I hear him saying a lot about, you know, he's done enough in the sport. His legacy speaks for itself. People are always gonna want more, and so forth and so on. And if you ask me, if you're just talking about straight resumes and resumes you're defining as names on your resume, then of course he has one of the better resumes in the sport. But I cannot get past that run of opponents that were just not it. And he still didn't face a lot of the guys that we wanted to see at that time, like Boo Boo Andre, like Jermall when he was,
Charlo. Yeah,
Jermall at 160. So I just struggle. But anything else you want to
yeah,
share,
I
dog?
agree with you. Nah, I mean, we'll see. Jamal, he was kind of all over the place towards the end of that interview, not interview, but the live he did with Ocho Cinco. So we'll see if he comes out and retracts that, or Canelo comes out and disputes it. But Canelo got a fight next weekend against Munguia, so he still has to get past Munguia, which I'm quite sure. I feel like he will before anything else can be decided for him in September.
So we'll see what happens. You guys tell us what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, and we are out.